So the truth is, and I think in terms of the whole AI, and its impact in voiceover, I think people are forgetting that there's more work in voiceover now than there ever has been in its history. In its, say it's 100 years. And I'm talking from like radio into TV, voiceover, Disney cartoons, whatever it is, when they actually started doing this. And I don't know, I feel like, people have to remember the amount of abundance. I mean, you and I have not seen any change in our careers.
No.
Nothing has changed. And right, there's more work than there ever has been right now. And I think that's, and I think back to like when you and I started, we had to go from like 0 to mid to high level careers. Like there was no lower tier.
Yeah.
Like the lower tier is like Fiverr, lower paying jobs
IVR,
on voices.com.
telephony.
Voice 123, Upwork, Voice Bunny, things like that, where you can actually sort of chip away, at doing work, and maybe you're getting paid $50, maybe it's $100, $150, but it's not certainly mid to high level career type work.
Right.
And, I mean, that's almost the luxury that people that start now have. And that's what our diploma program students are told to do. When they graduate, we say, get your professional workflow going in the lower tier market, so that you know how to work. You get your pace, you get your whole system worked out, so that when you're approached by an agent, or you can work with an agent or clients at that level, you're ready to go.
Right.
You've developed your thing. The only difference is you're going to be paid more money.
Right. And to be clear, that doesn't mean the lower tier is going to disappear.
No.
I mean, there's still, as you say, like a seat at the table situation.
Well,
right?
I think that's what I was going to say, is that basically, I think what AI is going to have potentially is a seat at the table of the lower tier jobs. But we're talking a boardroom table of 25 to 30 different platforms that people work on. So they're going to get one seat at a table of 25 seats.
Yeah.
So it's no different than with like my financial buddy who said, oh yeah, people were worried when there was online trading platforms that popped up, because they were worried that people didn't want to work with, stockbrokers and work with people anymore. And guess what? All online trading platforms got was a seat at the table. And there are hundreds of seats at that table.
Yeah.
Stockbrokers didn't lose their jobs. Everybody was fine because people wanted to work with people.
Right. They want a direction, which is the key. And in the lower tiers, directability is still going to be a feature.
Yeah. I think that there's going to be certain buyers that don't care about getting a human voice.
Right.
That whether it's scratch tracks. I know that they're already using AI for scratch tracks. I did a job the other week, and the guy was like, oh yeah, the video that you watched prior to the session, that's AI. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And for a second, it made me feel like, that means that I'm never actually going to lose the job to the scratch track, because how many times have you auditioned against the scratch track that the clients they've fallen in love with the scratch?
They do.
And then and I've been in the session where they're like, yeah, but could he do it more like the scratch? And you're like, I'm going to lose the job to the scratch. So that's never going to happen again.
Yeah,
but I just mean in terms of like, I think that there's going to be some maybe some e-learning, some text-to-speech, employee training stuff, maybe the IVR stuff that people won't care. Whoever the buyer is of that company or product, whatever it is, they don't care that the end listener is listening to an AI voice.
Right.
But you have to remember, there's more work than there's ever been. So yeah, it might chip away at some of those jobs, but guess what? If you're really good, you're still going to be working and crushing it in the lower tier thing. And the whole point of what we say to our diploma program students is work at the lower tier to get to the mid to high level tier career. That's where you want to live.
And I think what's interesting is, I don't know if we've talked about this, but what it does is really call in your personality. AI has yet to, it sounds effective, and some of it sounds pretty good. But in terms of that authentic, experiential personality that you hear in a voice that we all mnemonically connect to as human beings, the more you develop that as a voiceover person, it'll probably push voiceover people, humans, to become more authentic and more
better at what they do.
Better at what they do.
Yeah.